The Ukrainian woman kidnapped in Cape Town has been reunited with her family. Penev was seen in a video trying to fight off her abductors more than a week ago. Now, no arrests have been made yet, unfortunately, but we do have Monique Mortlock, who is covering the story and gives us details around her release. A very good morning to you, Monique. No doubt a very traumatic incident that happened for the family. What are the details surrounding her release?
At this stage, the details are scant because police have released a short statement just saying that Penev has been reunited with her family. This took place yesterday, not really giving us much details around what her health status is, if she's okay, if she's receiving all the counselling necessary and all of those health benefits that one would want to see once someone gets released after a traumatic ordeal like hers. You'll remember that following Annie Penev's kidnapping, that social media was abuzz with that video that caught the kidnapping taking place in the middle of the day on the 29th of September near her and her husband's business in Blue Downs. But to chat to us more about what we know so far, I'm here with the City of Cape Town's MACO member for Safety and Security, JP Smith. So I know that the investigation is probably at a sensitive stage right now, but I also know that the City of Cape Town has played quite a key role in assisting SAPS and also just not only with this kidnapping, but kidnapping syndicates as a whole. Just a couple of weeks ago, you and the mayor were at the MJC's media briefing on kidnapping of business people. What can you tell us about this instance?
So I think firstly we're very grateful that she was recovered and that she is safe. I think that's the most important outcome that anybody can hope for. We have had other families that have not been as lucky or as privileged. So that's the first thing to point out. The city has assisted the anti-kidnapping unit with this matter as far as we were requested. It's the beginnings of a partnership which we're excited about. So we were asked to assist in various ways, and that assistance we gladly give. It is in line with the meeting we had earlier this week with the provincial leadership of SAPS. It is in line with the National Commissioner appearing before the Western Cape Portfolio Committee yesterday, in which they were questioned about the state of kidnapping and extortion, often quite interrelated, and gang violence as well. And the fact that these are all underpinned by organised crime syndicates that we are needing to start seriously grappling with and start getting arrests and convictions on. It is in line with the correspondence we've been sending to the National Commissioner, to which he responded favourably. So at this stage, I don't think it's appropriate for us to say much more around the recovery, other than that we hope that the people responsible for the kidnapping, that this is not the end of the road. The fact that a ransom was paid must not be the end of the road. There are still people out there who did a heinous and terrible thing and who will carry on doing that thing. Because, of course, the challenge with paying the ransom is that syndicate is now emboldened. They have now made some very easy money, and they will continue to do this with other victims. Other families will suffer this horrible ordeal. It will not stop. And every time that a kidnapped victim is recovered by the payment of a ransom, that syndicate is empowered, has more resources, and can start doing more harm and more evil. So it's imperative that we see the kidnappers brought to justice. The city will commit every resource it has towards helping with this, failing which our country will start developing a reputation which will kill off tourism, which will kill off the film industry, which will kill off the events industry, which will destroy many lives and traumatize many communities. And bring many tears to many families, and that is not a sustainable South Africa for the future.
I'm glad you mentioned that last part, because we are entering what is said to be one of the busiest tourism seasons since pre-pandemic times. We've heard all of these flights coming into Cape Town, which is amazing for our local economy. But as you said, when the international community hears of events like this, it surely is frightening. I mean, to us local women, it is a frightening thought, thinking that you could be snatched in the middle of the day. What would you think should be done even more than that hasn't been done yet?
So earlier this week we had some former FBI staff who were previously stationed in South Africa, who know the dynamic well, who have experience within the kidnapping environment. A few weeks ago, we had members formerly from the National Crime Agency in the UK. Both of these are now in various consultancies dealing with kidnapping. We are bringing in all the expertise we can get to aid and fast-track our response to this so that the city is as equipped as possible. We had a briefing session this week with those former FBI members to all of our safety and security staff, and a big part of what they spoke about is the awareness and victim profile lowering that we can do. There are measures that potential victims can take to lower their profile and to save themselves if they have the horrible misfortune of being the victims of a kidnapping. We are putting that together with them, and we will release an appropriate version for South Africa and for Cape Town of that information very soon, and start talking to potential victim communities or people who might become victim, make this information available to them so that they can protect themselves in the same way that we did with various religious institutions around safer places of worship in terms of potential extremist attacks like we saw in Malmesbury and Verulam, and in the same way that we're now doing in response to the panic around the two high-profile incidents on Camps Bay beachfront and in Steenberg. With the shootings, these are very serious international repercussions for us. We don't think that the lives of foreign visitors are more important than local citizens. But even so, after having deployed 1,300 LEAP officers to around the city to our most high crime areas, we've now also deployed the 100 officers to the CBD to start bringing down those attacks and muggings and incidents so that our CBD can also be safe, because 250,000 people earn a living out of tourism, 35,000 people out of the events industry, another 25,000 out of the film industry. Many families across the city's livelihoods depend on it.
Thank you so much. That was Alderman J.P. Smith from the City of Cape Town. And let's hope that those consultations that he speaks of with those international law enforcement agencies bears fruit, and that we see these syndicates being brought to book.
Absolutely, Monique Mortlock, a very frightening incident, and let's just hope that the family are able to get past this incident. That is Monique Mortlock joining us from Cape Town, bringing us the very latest on the kidnapping that was viral on social media. The lady there, Miss Penev, has now been returned to her family.